Project present High Voltage Alternator Maintenance. Hello everybody, good day and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will share about how to maintenance of high voltage alternator. The maintenance are as follow. 1. Measurement insulation resistance of alternator stator coils. 2. Measurement insulation resistance of high voltage cables. 3. Measurement insulation resistance of exciter. 4. Measurement clearance between alternator, rotor, and stator. 5. Testing of alternator cooler leakage alarm. This work involved with high voltage and it is very dangerous. Do not replicate the content of this video. This work should only be performed by someone who is thoroughly familiar with the safety precaution around high voltages. The content of this video is for reference only. I will disclaim any liability for injuries or damage resulting from use or misuse of this information. Always follow instructions stated in the manual from the makers and your company procedures. Let's follow me and enjoy the video. Let's go. The following are some essential safety measures to keep in mind when working around high voltage electricity. 1. Proper training. Anyone working around high voltage systems should be trained on the proper safety procedures and precautions. 2. Lockout or take-out procedures. Lockout or take-out procedures prevent accidental energization of electrical equipment during maintenance or repair work. 3. Use of appropriate PPE. Personal protective equipment is essential for working safely around high voltage equipment. 4. Risk assessment. Before working on any electrical equipment, performing an electrical hazard analysis is important to identify potential hazards and develop a mitigation plan. 5. Safe work practices. Safe work practices are essential for preventing accidents and injuries around high voltage electricity. 6. Emergency procedures. It is important to have emergency procedures in place to ensure a prompt response and minimize the risk of further injuries or damage. What is alternator? Alternator is an electrical generator that converts mechanical energy to electrical energy in the form of alternating current or AC. The basic operating principle of an alternator is based on the interaction between the rotor's magnetic field and the stator's windings. As the rotor spins, it generates a magnetic field that passes through the stator windings, which then converted into electrical energy. Following is the construction of an alternator. Shaft, exciter rotor core, pole winding, pole core, rotor winding and rotor core, stator winding, stator core, cooling fan, air cooler. An alternator can be driven by diesel engine, steam turbine engine, gas engine, and so on. Preparation of the alternator maintenance. At first, VSG or PCB is necessary to be racked out. From HMI monitor, confirm that PCB or VSC circuit breaker under open position. Also confirm PCB indicate 0 or open. Next is close the earthing to discharge leftover electric energy from electrical line. The grounding connected to the line by checking the mimic diagram in the monitor. Alternator capacitor to be power off. Activate the excitation.
Make sure that the number of DG is correct. This one number 3 becomes number 4. So we will break off the AVR. This power to be broken off.
Next is secure main generator engine. Like, set the fuel lever to stop, switch control position to local, and make sure stop lamp is on. Stop and secure jack up pump. Open cover of the alternator terminal box by unscrewing the bolts. Warning, danger, high voltage, power source must be disconnected before working on equipment. Failure to disconnect power source could result in injury or death. Confirmation of power source disconnection. Before carrying out any works in electrical equipment, test and measure the existence of power source in the cables or terminals. By using non-contact high voltage detector, detect the power source at each terminal. Confirm that there is no power source on each terminals by using high voltage detector. Carry out double check the terminals from any power source using multitester. Measure the power on the terminals. Double check the existence of electric power. After confirm that there is no power source at the alternator terminals by high voltage detector and multimeter measurement, it is safe to proceed for next steps. Next step is release earthing. Confirm that earthing already released. Insulation resistant measurement of alternator stator coils or windings. In order to get correct insulation resistant measurement result, disconnect all cables from alternator terminals. There are two cables from alternator on each terminal, U, V, and W. One cable from stator windings, another cable for voltage sensing transformer. As per maker instruction, the required test voltage is 1000 volt DC. Therefore, Group 1507 is suitable for this measurement. Measure its insulation resistance of windings and take the data. Before carry out measurement, sort both of measurement probes together and press test button. When the value showing 0 ohm, it means that this measurement instrument working properly. The purpose of the insulation resistance measurement is to measure the resistance of the insulation materials used in the alternator windings. By measuring the insulation resistance, we can determine if there are any faults or deterioration in the insulation, which could lead to alternator failure or electrical hazard. It helps in identifying potential issues such as moisture ingress, contamination, or insulation breakdown. Regular insulation resistance testing is recommended to prevent unexpected alternator failures and ensure the longevity of the alternator. As per the measurement result, confirm that alternator windings under good condition. High voltage cables insulation resistant measurement. For basic insulation tests and where there is little possibility of surface leakage affecting the measurement, it is unnecessary to use the guard terminal. For example, if the insulator is clean and there are unlikely to be any adverse current paths. However, in cable testing, for example, there may be surface leakage paths across the insulation between the bare cable and the external sheeting due to the presence of moisture or dirt, where it is required to remove the effect of this leakage, particularly at high testing voltages. A bare wire may be bound tightly around the insulation and connected via the third test lead to the guard terminal G. The guard terminal is at the same potential as the negative terminal. For measuring high voltage cable insulation resistance, MIT105 use the test voltage 6.6 kV DC. The purpose of this measurement is for detecting any defect on the cable insulator, any leakage or grounding on the cables. Perform high voltage insulation resistance testing on systematic and regular basis because insulating material tends to break down over time and with use. Find the result of measurement, confirm that all cables are in good condition. Insulation resistance measurement of alternator exciter. The exciter terminal located on the forward top side of alternator. By opening upper front cover to access the internal side of alternator. Be careful not to drop any small materials inside of the alternator. Remove all belongings inside of the pockets. The terminals marked with positive and negative symbol. Take out cable source and carry out measurement. For exciter insulation resistance measurement, the test voltage using 500 volt DC. Plug 1507 is suitable for this work. Confirm that insulation resistance of exciter under normal condition. It is considered that all windings insulator are under good condition. Humidity under normal condition too. Measurement clearance between alternator rotor and stator. Next is measurement of clearance between rotor and stator. This measurement is to confirm whether the clearance is as per maker's standard or not. To avoid metal touch between rotor core and stator core. The standard clearance between rotor and stator is 3.57 mm. Confirm that the measurement result is as per maker standard. Testing of air cooler water leakage. The purpose of this test is to confirm whether the water leakage sensor under good working condition or not. The tools required for this test are as follows: spanners, a bottle of water, and funnel. After tube connector disconnected, then Pour the water using funnel to the leakage detector box. Check water level on the side glass on the box and confirm that water is increasing. After a few seconds from the sensor catch the water, the alarm will activate. When the alarm is sounded, meaning that the sensor is under good condition. Set back the tubes and don't forget to drain off the remaining water inside of the leakage collecting box from the drain plug. Box up and securing all the equipment. After completion of all maintenance works, set back all cables and carry out tightening of bolts by applying torch in specific value. Apply marking on each nut after completion of torch tightening in order to confirm that lock nut is not slipping during in service. After completion of work, return back all the system. Later on, AVR. Remove tap. Power on alternator spacitor. Rack in VSC breaker.
VSC already rack in.
Reset all alarm at HMI monitor. Start jack up pump and set the control to auto. Set back main generator engine view lever from stop to run. Double check all the bolts and nuts of the opening cover. Make sure all secure properly. I think that's all my video about how to maintenance of high voltage alternator step by step. If you think that my video is useful, don't forget to click like and subscribe button. Appreciate your subscription. If you have any advice or question, leave your message down below. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in my another video. Bye bye. If you think that my video is useful, consider for subscribing. It is win-win for both of us. Thank you for your support. Your subscription surely will watering my channel.
Thank you for watching my video. Terima kasih.